Hello everybody, this is the Gadget Man with Discovering in Color, and welcome back. Another little episode we're going to do here, and this one is part 2 of backpacking and camping clothing. Specifically what we're going to focus on this time is outerwear. So let's start it off. Okay, for outerwear, I've only got one item here I want to talk about in the summertime, and that's for what most people kind of need to have, and that is a raincoat. Okay, this is my Zpacks Vertice raincoat right here. So I've used it a couple times in the rain and it's very fantastic. I've done a kind of a review on this before. Very light, got the pit zips, got the arm things here to make it smaller. It's got one pocket here in the front, it's got a hood. So super versatile in the summertime, very lightweight, good for either camping or backpacking. Packs down really good and solid, and so far no tears or rips in it at all. So that's summer wear. Okay, next we're going to get into what to wear when it's a little bit colder outside. And we're going to talk about two different types of fabric here and insulation you can use. You've got synthetic insulation and you've got natural insulation. Your synthetic insulation is pretty much going to be man-made type stuff. And then your natural insulation is going to be man-made stuff such as wool and down and those type of things. And depending on what I'm doing, where I'm going, and you know, exactly what the weather's going to be, I'll kind of flip-flop between all of them. Now, let's talk about these synthetic insulations. First thing we use, this is a, not quite a hoodie thing, but this is just a little, I forget what you call these things, but what you do is just a fleece pullover right here. Pretty nice, made by Land's End. And this one is actually made of Polartec fabric, and it comes in 3 different weight levels, 100, 200, and 300, 300 being the thickest. This is a 100 weight. Right here, and I'll wear this when it's not too cold outside. You know, temps pretty decent in the 50s or about 5 degrees C or so. That's when this thing gets worn. The other thing I've got here is I've got a wool, and actually this is alpaca wool made by the Appalachian Gear Company, and this is a hoodie right here. This thing's super versatile too because it's made of wool, and this one actually, if you get it wet, will still retain, because it's made of alpaca wool, will still retain a lot of its heat. So this is a great thing to have right here. You can actually augment that with the synthetic if you want, because synthetics are nice, but they take the moisture a lot better than some of the other fabrics. And as I said in the last video, remember, cotton kills, don't wear cotton. At least go with some type of a synthetic fabric for insulation. Okay, what do you do to protect your hands? I'm a big fan of wool gloves. These are Smartwool gloves. A lot of them come in different weights. This is probably one of the more heavier weight ones of Smartwool right here. Perfect for your hands. They'll keep them warm. If your hands do get wet, they'll still retain a lot of the heat. You can also get some waterproof gloves. Those go just as good as these do. I just like the wool because I like the natural fiber, and they're actually pretty tough. These have lasted me a couple of years now, and they do get snags, but good gloves. Next up, let's talk about protecting your head. Here, once again, I've got a couple different examples here. This is a synthetic top right here. It's made of Polartec 2. It's got a little neck gaiter here that you can wrap around on you, but this is a nice one for cold weather camping. I've also got a couple of wool options here. This is a Merino wool hat right here, made by -33, and I'll put these links in the descriptions for you. Nice helmet, nice hat there. And then of course we've got this, this is another one by Appalachian Gear. This is a Appalachian Gear hoodie, and it's alpaca fur, just like the other one is, but this one keeps you pretty warm. It's thin, it's light. If it gets wet, it still maintains its insulating properties. And then finally, before I get to the big heavyweight stuff, this is just a gaiter. This is a merino wool gaiter. So you can take it, keep it on your neck, put it on your head, play around with it, whatever you want. Once again, it's merino wool, so if it does get wet, it still retains a lot of the heat. And you can also use it as a towel to wipe yourself off. There's a lot of good uses for this particular one right here. And this one here is made by, I think it's made by Merino, but a nice little gaiter to keep with you. Okay, let's get to the big stuff. This is the stuff that you're gonna wear outside of everything else you've got on underneath to keep you warm when it's really cold outside. One of the things I like to have here, this is a Smartwool jacket. It's merino wool. I like the old lumberjack style right here. It's nice for when it's not too cold outside or as an underlayer for one of the bigger jackets that you have right here. Once again, it's made of wool. It's merino wool, so it'll maintain its warmth if it does get wet. And you can find these on the Smartwool website. And then next up we have down. This is one of my favorite down coats right here. You may or may not have seen these in some of my videos. It's made by Marmot. This is actually a 800 fill down. Now down itself, because it has a lot of loft in it, maintains warmth, basically a whole lot of warmth. This one does not have a hood, so you got to use one of your hats with it, although they'll have some of the other ones I'll show you here that do have hoods. But this down is great. Probably the biggest disadvantage of the down is that if this gets wet, the loft goes away, loses all of its insulation properties. So if you're going to be outside when it's really, really wet, you don't want to go with something that's down, okay? Stick with something that's probably synthetic and is waterproof, like this next coat I'm going to show you. This is my big parka right here, okay? This is made of PrimaLoft insulation, which is a very good, superior synthetic insulation. This one comes with a hood. Of course, it's got the draw straps. It's got these little openings right here. This actually keeps a little, if you go skiing, it's got a little ski goggle thing, wipe off, or if you wear glasses, you can use for glasses. I like it most because it's got this drawstring on the inside. So you can actually take this, you can snap the bottom together. You can pull this drawstring. Right, see, this one has the zipper right here, but it's got a drawstring on the bottom, which you can pull right here, and you can cinch the bottom tighter around your waist to keep the heat in. This thing right here definitely is good for extremely cold weather if paired with something else underneath. So if you're gonna get down to where it's really, really cold, well below freezing, you don't wanna just wear a parka. You also wanna wear some insulation underneath or layers underneath. And those can be wool, those can be synthetic, or whatever it is. This one here is actually a waterproof shell on top of the PrimaLoft, so you can wear this pretty much in any weather that you like, and this thing is going to keep you really warm. I've worn it at some pretty cold temperatures, not quite sub-zero, but some really cold temperatures, and this thing has worked very well. And the final one I'm going to go over with you here is this, my new Torrid. It's a hoodie, but it's a winter hoodie, and it's a Torrid made by Enlightened equipment. Got it on sale a little while ago. Pretty nice. Haven't used it yet. Still got the tags on it. So try this baby out here this coming winter. It's nice because it's a hoodie. It's got the 1/4 zipper right here. So it zips down actually about halfway down, and that's it. And then it's got these pockets in the middle. These are actually just like a hoodie, kind of a hoodie pocket there. It's insulated. It's got the elastic around the wrists there. And on the top here, it's got drawstrings. And the best thing I like about these drawstrings are when you put them down, it actually cinches it around your face so no cold air gets in. But like I said, this is my Enlightened equipment Torrid jacket here. I have to test to see just how waterproof it is. They said it is water resistant. And it's also got synthetic insulation on the inside. So even if some water does get inside, because it's synthetic insulation, it's not going to lose a lot of its loft. And it's going to keep you warm. All right, everybody, that's it with Discovery in Color this week. Just want to talk about a lot of my cold weather gear that I have here. The season's coming up here in a couple of months, and I'll be able to, try out my new Torrid jacket here, see how that works. But of course, I've got my old stalwarts here, which are my down jackets and some of the other ones I'll have. And like I said, it really depends on what your weather is when you're going out, because what you want to do is you want to look at what the weather's going to be out. And me, myself, I plan for 5 to 10 degrees cooler, because once you're out of the cities and you get out there in the wilderness and out in the woods or whatever, it's always going to be colder than it is where you are here or what they forecast for wherever they're at. Because most of those forecasts go by a local city. And once you're out of that city and you don't have the influences of pavement heating up at night or things like that, you will get cold. So plan for colder than it's going to be, and you will be warm because you can always take clothes off. So that's it. Gadget Man with Discovery in Color. Hope you found these tips really good, and see you on the trail.